So if there was one question that I hear on repetition over and over again from clients, I hear friends, family members, it is this question of how do I get clarity on what I really want? And I call bullshit on that question. And here's why. What I find is when people feel that they don't know the answer to what they really want, what is actually blocking them is not a lack of clarity, not a lack of inner insight and knowing what you actually want, but it's fear. And what people are saying is, I want clarity. Help me get clarity on what I want so that I can make a powerful decision about my life. But what they're really saying is, I want certainty. And I don't have certainty yet. And so I'm going to use this excuse of lack of clarity, of confusion, so that I don't make a decision about my life in a powerful way. So what often happens is that confusion is this very clever way that our mind tricks us to stay stuck. Oh, I don't have the answer yet. I don't know what I want yet. I'm spending time seeking clarity. But 9 times out of 10, maybe even 9.8 times out of 10, when I really sit there with a client or a friend and just even spend 5 or 10 minutes, they have they have so many answers towards clarity of what they want. It's just that they have convinced themselves in some way, shape, or form that they can't have it. They're not good enough. They're not ready. It's not possible for them in the way that they envision it. Or there's this form of deep fear around rejection, disappointment, failure, heartbreak. All of these things are coming up for them. And so rather than moving forward and facing that uncertainty, they trick themselves that they're just confused and have a lack of clarity. So a way to move out of this is, it's kind of like a little 3-parter here. The first step is to practice the art of telling the truth about what you want. And this may seem like it's simple, right? Tell the truth about what you want. It's very simple, but it is not easy, especially if you have created a pattern of being in a place of I'm confused, I'm stuck, I don't know what I want. So it will be a true practice for you to tell the truth about what you want. That career that you want, that relationship that you want, that bank account that you want. It's, a great way to dive into that is to really ask yourself, a lot of times it has to do, our stuckedness and saying we don't know what we want has to do with 2 kind of fundamental things that we all want to be certain about and we just often can't be, which is money and relationships. So if you took money off the table and you didn't give a crap about what other people thought of you, what would you want then? So if you were to really just remove that worry and that fear, what would you want then? So really tell the truth about that. What are you curious about right now? What are you thinking a lot about, curious about, researching on the internet? That's another great tool to get clear about what you want. Who are the people in your life, whether you know them directly or you just know of them, that you tend to find yourself admiring deeply or feeling very envious about? There's a lot of insight there as well. And so really use those little tools to help you tell the truth about what you want. So that's step 1. Step 2 is once you tell the truth about what you want, all you need to do is take a tiny step. So often where I see people saying, I'm stuck, I don't know what I want, is once they do say, okay, here I want to do this, I want to pursue a career in music, or I want to start my own business, or I want to be willing to fall in love again, or I want to create an extraordinary relationship, or I want to up-level my income, is once they get clear on that, now they start looking at the big picture of their desire and it overwhelms them. And they're just way, 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 way out there in that big final outcome. And they start focusing on the outcome versus being in the process and in the moment and just taking that next tiny step. right? So going back to that first one, say you want to do music for career, is there some kind of online program or local course that you can take? Can you start taking guitar lessons or learning about electronic music? What is that? Even just start researching on that. Can you go to a concert in the style of music that you like to see, is this something I could see myself doing? Could you talk to a professional musician, maybe take them out for a cup of coffee and really interview them about what their career is really about? So just take a tiny step, and really as you move forward and you progress towards this desire, the key is to be constantly just taking tiny steps so that you don't overwhelm yourself or get caught up in this final outcome and constantly judging your current circumstances to this dream out there, but rather you're in the moment and in the process of creation. And then the final thing, and this may be the most spiritually profound evolution in this journey of really consciously and intentionally, this curl's bugging me, creating your life, and that is to trust the unfolding. So often when I'm speaking with people around this topic is that they get, the second they hit a roadblock, the second they hit a challenge, the second there's an obstacle there, they stop trusting their dream. They stop trusting their desire. They stop trusting themselves. And so really trusting the unfolding, which will inevitably have roadblocks. It will have ups and downs. Our life path is not this linear line. It's this really interesting dynamic wave. And there will be ups and downs. And the beautiful thing about that, my friends, is that when we start moving forward towards our desires and our dreams, those obstacles and those roadblocks are actually the things that grow us, grow our character, grow who we are from the inside out. And this is the whole purpose. This is why you have the desire you have, because that specific desire is going to take you on a journey that is going to grow you in just the way you need to grow. So as soon as you hit a challenge, if you decide this means you made the wrong choice, or this means that you need to back out, then you have stopped that process of inner evolution. And also, there is a difference between like a challenge that is stretching you and growing you and exciting you, and then a challenge that you keep hitting again and again that feels like it's dulling you, like your life force and your life energy is being drained. And oftentimes that sensation and that feeling is coming from you moving forward and taking steps towards a desire or a dream that isn't even yours. It's some external intrinsic idea that was imprinted into your mind of you should do this. This is what's going to make you happy, from either, social conditioning, friends and family, or your own fears around like, I need to have this to be good enough, to be wanted, to be seen as successful. And so really check in with that. Really check in with like, what kind of challenge is this? Is this a challenge that like, it's hard, but it's also exciting and I can see myself really expanding and growing and building my character? It's not easy, right? But it's like, there's a charge to it that's a bit uplifting, even if it's overwhelming at times. And then there's that challenge that literally feels like it is draining your life force. So again, it's tell the truth, right? Tell the truth about what you really want. Check yourself about that difference between, are you seeking clarity or are you seeking certainty? And then the second thing is take tiny steps, right? Don't get caught up in the outcome way out there in the horizon line where it's just going to you're constantly going to be comparing your current circumstances to that dream, and you're going to be in this lower vibration because it's going to make your emotional state feel drained. So be in those tiny steps and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's fun, right? This is your life and you're creating it. And that last piece is trust the unfolding. Obstacles, challenges, roadblocks will occur, and just be mindful of how those challenges, obstacles are landing on you. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. I would love for you to comment below and share. Have you been experiencing something like this where you're feeling uncertain about what you want? And of these 3 points, which one was the most insightful for you? And do you have any other tips for us that have really helped you navigate that feeling of lack of clarity about what you really want? As well, if you head on over to ambercampion.com, there is more amazing stuff over there to help you bring your full self to the world. And I would love to have you as a part of our community. And I'll see you on the flip side. Stop. I don't know.